together with my husband, we created Dolly's Dream last year after we lost our beautiful 14-year-old daughter to suicide after ongoing bullying. You know, this is not the road we ever thought we would be on, and the last year has been a roller coaster no one could have predicted. This story has captured not only Australia, it's captured the world. We've raised over $1.5 million in community fundraising alone from 300 separate community events. So that's thanks to you guys. Several of these this year were recognised as community events on Australia Day, just for the sheer size and what they did for those communities. We've had the privilege of meeting 2 Prime Ministers, Prince Charles, many state leaders, MPs, and the list goes on. A couple of weeks ago in Canberra, we had the privilege of spending a week with some of the most amazing people in Australia for the Australia Day Awards, and we were extremely honoured to be named Australian Local Heroes of the Year. So we really hope that with that platform we can build on what we've already started. So about Doll. Doll was the most beautiful little girl. She was 4 foot nothing and about 40 kilos. She had the wildest, longest hair and the most sparkly eyes. When she walked into a room, people stopped and took notice. She loved stand-up comedy. She could sing. She played many, many instruments. And she quite often missed a stock horse class because she was helping her friend get ready, much to her mother's disgust. But that was Doll. While her sister was there, all polished up, Doll would be in her tracksuit, scrubbing up somebody else's horse. Her sportsmanship was second to none. And for the life of me, I can't understand why people thought it was necessary to take that little girl down. We get asked a lot on how we cope. And do you know what? It's not linear. You don't start and you don't just get better as time goes on. And I definitely don't think that, you know, the wound will ever be healed. But in the early days, with the knowledge that these kind of tragedies tear families apart, my husband and I made a pact with each other that every day we'd get up, we'd show up, and we'd do what it took to show our other daughter what it meant to survive, that she had something to live for, and this world was not nearly as cruel as it had been for Doll. So there's no Insta filter, there's no Facebook likes, and that's not what it's about, and that's what we're okay with that. And we just do the best we can every day. Some days are definitely not diamonds, I can tell you. But with the community support that we have, it's enough reason to get out of bed and continue on. Sorry. So we've learned that the support of family and friends is the most important thing. We feel fortunate to have these people in our lives, the people who would literally drop everything to be with us in a day of need. They did, they do, and they will. So if you're going through a tough time, I really want to encourage you to improve your community so you have that for yourself. When speaking to teenagers, I tell them your tribe attracts your vibe. So if your tribe makes you feel any less than perfect, change it. You're not a tree, change it. Change your friends. Kids, speak up. If you can't talk to your parents, talk to somebody. Change your circumstances. You can change your circumstances. And you know, if you see someone at school, on the bus, on the sporting field, and someone's doing it tough, it costs nothing. It costs nothing to be kind. So you know what, unless you're giving someone a hand up, don't look down on them. So Dolly's dream. Straight after the funeral last year, we sat around a kitchen table with about 6 friends, and we had no idea what we were going to do, to be honest. We wanted to not let anyone else feel what we were feeling at that point in time. So we thought, what now? We can't let it happen to anyone else. So we dreamt up Dolly's dream. And a long story short, we partnered with the Alana Madeline Foundation, one of Australia's biggest children's charities, and started what we have today. Now, Alana Madeline, we've been criticised for joining forces, but we're 2 people who are formerly cattle station managers, who can run a cattle station and educate some staff. We have no idea how to run a charity. So we had to call in some big wheels for that, and that's where AMF come into it. They are so similar to Dolly's dream. Alana Madeline was built out of a family tragedy. They are very, very aligned with what we're trying to achieve. And they have been the greatest support network apart from our community around us. The support, the knowledge, the infrastructure, the contacts and the finances meant we get to just do what we do. So Dolly's dream has clear objectives. We wish to increase the awareness around the impact of bullying, prevent bullying from occurring in the first place, and support those who are affected by bullying. Sometimes on the days when I think we haven't achieved much at all, I have to remind ourselves that in the last 12 months, apart from losing a daughter, we've built a charity from the ground up. We've partnered with one of the most reputable organisations that opens doors for us. We introduced the AMF eSmart School program and other services into 500 Queensland schools. We have promised $300,000 over 4 years, and the Queensland Government have committed to putting in $500,000. It hasn't been announced yet, but the NT Government is going to do 2 pilot programs on a similar basis to Queensland. I have a meeting with the South Australian Minister of Education next month, and I just have one more state to go, and when I have Western Australia on board, we'll see what happens then. I've put a proposal in to speak in Chicago at the end of the year, and we'll take this worldwide. You may have heard last week that with AMF and Dolly's dream, we have commitment from both major parties that no matter who wins the election, there will be digital licences rolled out for all Year 3 students in Australia. We've delivered 13 workshops into the Catherine community to educate parents and students and teachers. We have so many plans, but we know there's not a single solution. There is no one big thing that can fix this issue, and we have to work alongside with other service providers. I'd like to think that along with the larger things I've just described, we are having the butterfly effect. If everyone did a little thing to help someone, if everyone was a little kinder, we would bring up our kids to be more tolerant, kinder, where bullying wasn't even thought of. What we've learnt in the last 12 months, and this is stuff that I didn't know as a parent, who knew that 1 in 4 kids in schools were bullied? Who knew that 1 in 5 are cyberbullied? Hands up if you you've checked your phone while I've been speaking. If you have, now imagine that you're a teenager in a world that's connected 24/7. You've got the normal teenage pressures that we all had growing up, but you're connected 24/7. You put up a post and nobody liked it. You've just run onto a text message, a group message that's been sent back to you where everybody that you thought was your friend, everybody that you thought had your back, and they've bagged you, and then they shared it. This is what our kids have. So as parents, I ask you, sit down and make the time with your children and have a talk about what they're using. Understand the apps and how they work. Sit down and really understand how they work. I get asked all the time, I'm giving my 12-year-old a phone and we're going to let her have Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, you know, everyone uses a code name, like no one's under their real name on Instagram. You know, do you know to keep the account private? Do you know the comments can be shared? Do you know you can do screenshots? Do you really understand how that works? Bullying comes in so many varieties. Verbal bullying includes name calling, insulting, from anything about such as physical characteristics, your weight, your height, your race, your sexuality, your culture, your religion, and the list goes on. Physical bullying includes hitting, pushing, hurting, shoving and intimidating, stealing belongings. Social bullying, the consistently excluding people or sharing information or images that will have a harmful effect on these people. And cyberbullying is all of the above on any social media platform, text message, and the list goes on. So, just as a parent, I just want you to be really, really aware of what your children are using. I wish there's so many things that I could change, and you know, there's not a day goes by where I don't think, what if I had of, what if I'd made more time, what if I'd pulled her out of school, what if I'd done all this other stuff. My aim for the rest of my life will to be educate everybody else so there's no what ifs in your life. So signs you might see as a parent. You know, keep an eye out. Some of these are normal teenage behaviours, and that's the really shitty bit, really. You know, everybody has a bad day, everybody gets hormonal, everybody gets tired and cranky, and you've got to navigate that. Unfortunately, kids don't come with a handbook. So, in this list, you know, some of these may be signs of bullying, and it may be worth having a chat. If your child doesn't want to go to school, if they don't want to participate in certain activities, they change their method or route of getting to school, they're frightened about walking to school or going on the bus, a drop in academic performances, changes in sleep pattern, frequent tears, anger, mood swings, they start taking money that they obviously wouldn't have taken before. They have unexplained bruises, cuts, scratches. They've got damage or loss of belongings. They arrive home hungry. These are all possible signs. Self-harm would also be on that list. And you need to be able to have those conversations. Signs of bullying online are very much the same. They can be being hesitant to go online, or they can be spending hours and hours online. I would make a suggestion that if your child is under 18, I wouldn't let them have any sort of device in their room, unsupervised, unattended. being visibly upset after using a computer or a mobile, or suddenly avoiding it, closing the screen or the computer as soon as the adult enters the room, spending long hours in a more tense or pensive tone, or receiving suspicious phone calls, emails or packages. As I said, some of these are normal teenage behaviour, but please, just keep an eye on your children. Together, we can change the outcome. Bullying is a learned behaviour, but so is kindness. So what examples will you set for your children, for your family? What examples will you set in your house, at your next social gathering, at your next sporting event? When you're sitting there critiquing everybody else in the class, you have no idea what that person's going through, what it costs them to get here, that their $2,000 horse is as good as they can do, you know, and kids pick up on that behaviour. And I really, really would like, as the course of this show goes on, to think about the example you set to your kids when you speak about the judges, the stewards, the volunteers, whatever it may be. And kids, think about your sportsmanship. If you don't like someone, you don't have to stir the pot and make it worse. You can just be polite, have your boundaries, and just pass kindness around. So, as we go on, I want you to spread kindness like confetti. Don't look down unless you're helping someone up. And I just want to leave you with some words from my eldest daughter, Meg, who is seriously one of the most amazing humans, and every day I'm in awe of her strength and her grace, and she truly is a remarkable young lady. And so this is a little saying that she drops around a fair bit. It's surround yourself with the dreamers, the doers, the believers and the thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness in you, even when you don't see it in yourself. Thank you very much, and if anybody has any questions, let me know, or you can find us online. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this would be one of the most courageous people I know. To stand up here and talk about your own child like that, this could be any one of us sitting up here. You need to remember that. Kids, remember it and go through it. We're now going to move on. We've got a beautiful auction.